Good evening, guys. This is Devin Arnold, the plus size groupie. Let me get my camera together. And we are in for an amazing treat tonight. This is the plus size groupie panel discussion on Plus in the Caribbean. And as you guys know, I have invited some of my fabulous friends on this journey with me to talk about being plus in the Caribbean. So without further ado, make sure you share, and join my friends and I as we discuss our joys, our pains, everything about being, plus in the Caribbean. All right, let's start bringing them on. Ooh. Look at all this gorgeousness right here, y'all. Look at all this fabulousness on this screen. I'm gonna tell y'all, when I put out that post, I didn't expect to have such a great response, and I just have to say thank you guys for responding and spending your Monday night here with me on my page. And let's just get into it and talk about our culture, what plus means to us in our countries, our trials, our tribulations. But first, I would, give you guys a chance, of course, to introduce yourselves on this platform. So I'm just going to, in no random order, we'll start with Fanilla Alexandre.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for the nice introduction, Devin. So as you know, my name is Fanilla. I am a social worker and a plus size model. Currently working in the hospital system and looking forward to doing more work in the plus industry in the near future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I am a Haitian American. Both parents born in Haiti.
Nice. What they say? What you say? How you say hello in your language?
Sac passe.
Sac passe. So sac passe. Our next panelist is Marcia Thomas.
Hi, I'm Marcia Thomas. Live in DC. Miss June for Green Exceptional. I also was on the first group for Beauty as a Beast. I have an associate's in fashion design degree, but currently I work in the hospitality industry in DC for the Fairmont, Washington, DC hotel.
Oh, y'all see all that? Y'all hear all that? FIT, everything, of course. And then, being that she mentioned Beauty is the Beast, we can definitely go to Miss Elise Rose.
All right. Good night, everybody. I am the hostess with the mostest, Elise Rose. I'm the founder of Beauty is the Beast Inc., a nonprofit organization that spreads awareness of Lepo lymphedema. I am also the host of Beauty is the Beast Presents Pump Talk Live. I'm from St. Thomas, as Devin mentioned before already, and I am here to change society's definition of beauty.
Absolutely. And we could definitely discuss all the things that you have coming up, because Elise has a lot of things on her roster. But last but definitely not the least, and she was already a guest on Ooh You Fat, because we just think that she is powerful, she's humble, she's ambitious, she's talented, such a beautiful spirit, Miss Ingrid Daniel.
Hi everyone. So as Devin said, my name is Ingrid. I am also from Haiti, but I was born in Haiti and I spent the first few years of my life there, going to school and everything. Both my parents were born in Haiti as well. And my brands are Sweet Sense, which is natural body products, such as body butter, lip balm, soaps. And then I also created a bug off spray for the summer. And then my second brand, as Marcia Thomas mentioned, is L'En Exceptionnel, which is a plus size motivational calendar. That is my newest baby, and we're going on our third year.
Nice. Absolutely beautiful. So, of course, you guys can see this panel is just filled with a whole lot of lusciousness. And our topic today is being plus in the Caribbean. As you know, I'm using this platform as one of my platforms to draw awareness for my Miss Full Figured USA Caribbean pageant. And I think when it comes to being plus size in the Caribbean, I don't know if it's accepted because of I don't think it's accepted, but we can definitely discuss our different views on how we felt growing up and experiencing our culture being plus size. I know for myself, we never had many options when it comes to fashion and clothing. You know, in the islands, we were more privy to get clothes made because we had such lack of choices. Okay. So I know for me going to school, we would get we couldn't buy stuff. There was like one store that maybe had a few things that were size appropriate. And I don't know if it was that like that for you in Haiti, Ingrid or Fenella, when you went to visit, but did you guys have a lot of fashion options growing up in Haiti?
No, not really. My clothes were basically made by my mom because my mom was like a seamstress and also my aunt. So a lot of my clothes was basically made or sent overseas. I actually, to be honest with you, I've been to Haiti quite a few times since I left. And I don't even recall seeing a store that carries stuff that would be for my size.
Unbelievable, especially in this day and age. And anyone can please, whenever you feel or want to chime in and say something, if you hear a pause, you can just go ahead. This is an open discussion. But I know for in St. Thomas, growing up, I think we had maybe 2 stores, Marianne's and like Orchid Boutique, like an upscale boutique that would make you feel like you were 50 years old, selling like linen and first lady outfits.
Like LNC Milena, that's still going strong. Not Gold Street.
Yes.
Still there.
There were not many options for us at all growing up, plus size in the Caribbean. And I think, and it's no different now. I think right now there's only Rainbows and Kmart.
Yeah. Yeah, because Ashley Stewart is gone. Yeah.
Ashley Stewart was there for a very brief moment. Then, you know, there were no choices. So you really, really had to lean on your seamstresses, your tailors, your, you know, people like that making clothes for you to have clothes. Or if you had family abroad, then, you know, they would send stuff for you.
Or Puerto Rico.
Yes.
For me, I think my experience was definitely different. I've never been, I must say, but growing up in the household, my aunt and my mother would make my clothes. So I was blessed to have them make my clothes. I was very plumped when I was younger. So even when I look back at the pictures now and I'm like, oh, Ma, you made that for me? Or my aunt who's now passed on, they made me some beautiful clothes and I loved it. So I didn't get that experience of not having
options. Not having options. And that is a big thing in the Caribbean because you just kind of have to settle for what's there. Our groceries are overpriced. Our, you know, clothing is not, and it's not a bad place. I'm not saying this to down my island because I love my home. So let's not, you know, miscommunicate or translate. What I'm saying is that I do not love and appreciate my home. I'm just saying this to say that our experiences are different. Okay. And, you know, our survival is different, you know? So let me just put that disclaimer out there. I love the Virgin Islands. I love St. Thomas. If I can be there right now, then okay, dropped off, or maybe something happened with her internet. If I could have been there right now, I would be there on the suns and sandy beaches. Okay.
I think so, for me.
Go ahead.
I think for me, I think I had probably like Fenella. My mom sewed. So with my mom sewing for us, me and my sister, I think the boys too, they probably had like matching shirts to our outfits and stuff like that. So my mom paved the way in sewing for us, which then went on to me. Because then
Okay.
I started, when I went to high school, I started sewing in the 9th grade. So I didn't have no problem if something I loved and I wanted, I made it. And then at the school, I even went to advanced sewing. So at the school, then we will model our clothes on stage in front of the. I went to Ivana Doraken, yeah, raise, and we and we did fashion shows. Our teacher made us do fashion shows with our clothing, and that's where my fashion interests and everything went and kicked off. So
Yeah. So Tanya said that Puerto Rico was the spot, Plaza Las Americas, and every like majority of the island went over to Puerto Rico and used to go shopping because they had the big mall over there and they had all the big stores and stuff like that. So back then, flying to Puerto Rico was a nickel and a dime. Okay, it was dirt cheap, and you used to go for the day or the weekend and just like live your best life. Okay, in Puerto Rico, from the eating, because they had all the good food and they had all the good clothes. So we definitely took advantage of that. But I want to touch on just our health industry in the Caribbean, as all of us, you know, the majority of us grew up in the Caribbean, our health experiences and the disparity or lack of being there. Okay.
Okay.
So I can, Elise, you wanted to start with that, or you want?
No, it's okay. When you mention health, as far as like contribution to our plus sizeness or just health on an overall, because you know Caribbean people, our plates will be very healthy. Sometimes the servants can be broken down to feed yourself maybe 2-3 times out of the serving. 2 meats and 5 starches and then a little bit of salad on the side. But that's just customarily how we have always grown up eating. Like
that is true.
The plate have to have every corner, every pocket, everywhere have to have something on it. I necessarily didn't grow up with anybody, saying or nagging in your ear that, oh, you don't eat this because if you put on too little, here comes granny, your auntie. Man, put on more on the plate, man. That ain't enough, man. You gotta eat, So even if you want it to be, self-conscious of what you're putting on the plate, Auntie Susie, great Auntie Borta, whoever else, they wasn't gonna let you just walk by. And for them,
Caribbean people are feeders.
Right, even being chubby or plus size or whatever their thing is, is a big bone, you're running the family, or for them it's cuteness. Oh, your chunky self. Like and going into personal experiences, like I never, as far back as my mind could, recollect, I never remember ever feeling uncomfortable in my skin. And I never remember like being told by like family members and loved ones, besides the doctors telling you, lose weight. I never remember feeling like my weight was ever a problem. Mm-hmm. Never.
That's true.
So right. I didn't. I didn't experience.
I don't have the same experience.
I don't have the same experience.
No, my mom.
Let me take my hat to you, sister. Yeah.
My mom is, even up to today, she's still, everything is weight specific. I called her even before this show while I was doing my makeup, and she's looking at my face. She's like, "It looked like you gained a little weight." Like, so I mean, every opportunity that my mom could get, even though she's feeding and cooking the food, my dad is like this and my mom was like this, but I don't know how she expected me to be, but it wasn't the same experience.
And
it was definitely not the same experience.
I had a family member that used to say, and I remember it. So I literally had low self-esteem. The Marcia you all know now is not the Marcia then. And I remember one of my family members, he used to say, when I buy a house, I gonna buy it on the top of a hill. So your fat self will have to walk all the way up there.
No.
And I will see you. I will see you when you come in. And I will make sure I put the chains on my fridge. So when you get up there, my fridge is locked up.
I don't even want to laugh, but that's messed up.
My self-esteem was the worst. I thought I was the ugliest thing.
No.
May my dad, my king, rest in peace. But dad used to always say, you're a little chunky there. You're a little chunky there. So that upon that family member had me like this. Thank God for my first love. He embedded into me, chiseled and chiseled and chiseled. And he was like, you're so pretty, Marcia. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. And I was like, well, you don't stop it. You just want to get in my drawers. I ain't pretty. You just want some sex.
Wow.
No, Marcia, you're pretty. If it wasn't for him chiseling, I would have never felt that I had even worth anything for how that family member what he used to say to me. Okay?
Let me extend my apologies first because I thought we were going on the funny line and I started to giggle. But when you turn this whole thing to laugh, I'm just like,
that's okay. You know why? Because negativity sometimes and experiences sometimes make you stronger than what people think you will ever be.
That's true.
You could tell me anything now. Nothing compared to what that person told me. So I'm stronger than strong. You could say I look dirty, smell, stink. I don't care. Because I've heard it all. He made me so strong that no matter what you say about this plus size, it's all good. So yes, I had it negative then, but I just say Jah put the right person to say he had loved me first to chisel away at how I had feel of myself. And then, but the people that I went to school with, the guys that I went to school with were never like that. They always like, you pretty, you this, you that. And I was like, in my head, I'm saying, leave me alone. You just, again, leave me alone. You just want to get in my pants or whatever. So I was mean as hell. When people tell me, oh, you pretty, they may come up with a pack slap or something. I was the worst because I didn't have self-worth because a family member made me felt so low. Wow. So, different. Elise, you were blessed.
That is really crazy. And I mean, even like growing up in the Caribbean, one of the plus sides, not size, but sides of growing up in the Caribbean too, when it came to men, like island men love big women. So a lot of times, I mean, I just never felt.
So you had your passion. You had, yes.
I mean, even for me, like if anything I had wrong with, anything I felt funny about was a personal thing. Like when I saw that my legs didn't look the way I wanted them to look anymore, so I started being a little, self-conscious of certain things. So I would like, instead of wearing shorts, I would, go into wearing long pants and stuff. But it was always by choice. It was never because I was being taunted or anything like that. Like, that is absolutely crazy. That
Well,
is
for me, that's different coming from Haiti because they like to make fun of you. There's always some kind of word that they're saying in Creole. And even though they're doing it all in fun, but they don't realize how that's affecting your self-esteem in the long run.
right.
So everywhere I went, whoever's house I went to, whoever called me, the topic of conversation is always my weight. Even now at my age, if I call back home, call my dad's house, his wife is like, did you lose any weight? Oh, maybe that's why you don't have any children yet, because you're just too big. And then even my brother, if I post a picture of food, he'll be like, oh, that's why you're never going to lose any weight. And I'm like, but wait a minute, you're big just like me. And one time,
yeah, but it's a double standard. It's definitely a double standard.
To him one time because I posted a picture of someone and he was like, oh, she's fat. And I was like, no, I don't like what you're saying. And he was like, well, my girlfriend is fat too. And I said, but the way that you're saying it, you're bringing down somebody's self-esteem. You might think that you're just joking around, but it's affecting someone's self-esteem. And it's now that I had the confidence to be able to stand up and say that. But before I would just internalize everything and not say anything. So like even what Elise was saying about her leg, because I have lymphedema, and when my leg started swelling, it was always the topic of conversation. Oh, your leg's still swollen? Let me see your leg. What's going on? Da 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 da. And I'm like, all of this attention is not helping because I'm self-conscious about it. And then now everyone's talking about it.
It's always a subject matter.
Yeah,
always a subject matter.
And everybody's looking at my leg at the party. And I'm like, can we stop looking at my leg and just have some fun and eat some food and enjoy each other's company? It was always something like that. So if it wasn't my weight, it was my leg. So I became very self-conscious about everything. And even like having an, excuse me if I use this word, an ass, you know, it's like, it's always a topic of conversation. So I thought it was a bad thing to actually have a behind, you know, and then now that I see other young women are like literally killing themselves just to have a behind. And I'm like, oh, I guess I really am blessed, you know? So it's things like that because everybody always has something to say and they don't realize the impact that it has on a young child growing up and building their own self-esteem. So it was really hard. Because family members were the worst, like experience. They're the worst sometimes.
It's true. It's true. So Fanilla, because you're in the social work industry. I mean, and I know that you see kids and adults with low self-esteem all the time. You know what I'm saying? So how does that impact you and your work and how you feel? Like, because what do you say?
More the population that I deal with are those that end of life stage, the elderly.
Oh, no. Oh, you're in the elderly. Okay.
Say what? I'm sorry.
No, is it the geriatric community?
Yeah. So that's the self-esteem really comes from the aging, you know, being in denial, that kind of thing. Not more so being
not on the younger scale of things,
right.
But from my personal experience, I had to grow thick skin because of my physical appearance at the time, where I suffered from swelling of the foot, and I had my lymphedema. So when I was going to school, and I was misdiagnosed. Let's talk about that first. I was misdiagnosed from the 5th grade. I was told I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. I used to go see a specialist once a month in Puerto Rico. And when I go over there, the children in the wheelchair are like crippled. Okay. They are literally in a wheelchair. And this woman is telling me that I am frail. This woman is telling me that I cannot take physical education because I'm going to break. You understand? All this. And I had a pill box in the 5th grade. So I was a target for all that type of bullying. So my experience going through life with that and me buying a brand new pair of school shoes and 2 weeks later this school shoes look like a torn basketball because my foot has already like swole and stretched the shoe to capacity. So my confidence in myself had to kind of come from me dealing with other people, bullying me and not knowing my condition and, stuff like that. And I don't know if it's any worse or any better here on the mainland, but in the Caribbean, it's, I don't want to say the ignorance, but the ignorance is maybe times 3, I think. I believe maybe that's only because I grew up there. It's different, but my self-confidence definitely came from that. So I can definitely, empathize with a lot of people when they say they have self-esteem issues, because we had to go through it and we had to kind of build up ourselves.
Right.
But you know what?
Build up ourselves.
People fear what they don't understand. So, even though to us it might seem like ignorance, but if you don't know something, you don't know. It just what makes it a bad thing, in my opinion, is when you don't know something, but then you make fun of, or you poke, you laugh, and you try to make humor out of something. Because again, you could see somebody, they might appear to be, all right, in good state of mind, whatever, when inside they're dealing with something so horrific, but they just don't show it on the outside. And people tend to, take some time, a little harshness in tone or a little attitude sometimes as a person just being, rude or whatever, when in actuality, they're fighting something, and you might just be the person that happened to trigger them, and you end up getting the heat of whatever it is that finally came to an eruption, with them. And I think with island people, that's our problem. We always on joke time. We always on joke time. Like everything funny. Somebody driving the light yellow and you in your car watching the connects you fly by, you gonna make a joke. Look at them, try catch your light. Like you always make humor out of everything. We don't never take like serious until it's something that like really have to back our, put us against the wall, as if like, no, this ain't the time for that, kind of stuff. And I think that's where, a lot of people that may have like, this self-confidence stuff, because again, going to family events or going to events period, somebody gotta find somebody to make joke, and it's like, hey, your mother put you in a pink dress and you swell up and you're looking like a little piglet, or like people always have to find something to make humorous at the expense of somebody else. Like, I think we all grew up with it. But however, when it came to weight, I think one of the things I could remember in school, and it wasn't anything that was offensive or anything. I remember when I was in nursing, and we used to have to wear our white smocks and the skirts and stuff like that. We used to have to wear our white stockings and the nursing shoes. I specifically remember one day we were sitting outside the hallway. I know where the hallway, well, shout out to all the students. The hallway, and then in the cafeteria area where you could sit. I was sitting down, I had a young lady in the class with me, and she was like, Sasso, your feet so small for your legs. And I was like, what? Like, she's like, your feet so tiny for your legs. She was like, your legs will just go from this all the way down, and then your feet so tiny. Like, how you don't walk on your tiny feet? And until she said it, I never paid attention to the fact that my feet had actually looked smaller than my body because of my, lymphedema in my legs and stuff like that. But that's like one thing I could remember where somebody actually drew attention to like my legs. And she didn't say it in front of me, it was just me and her. But again, I listening to y'all and I'm like, oh my God, like it's horrific that y'all at these young tender ages experience grown people like that. Not children. Children done harsh already. Children, they don't lie, they can't lie, they don't just just say it blunt, and it's like wherever the damage is, you just got you deal with it. But when adults do it, I think that's where it's like, no, come on, man. Like,
I shared both Elise and Ingrid's experience. So like in my immediate household, my mom, of course, she made hefty meals, so the only thing, like if I was to go back for a second plate, there might be a comment, but not too much, so more so in the home. I know my brother, one time I was in a relationship and he was like, oh, you must be really happy, huh? And he was talking about my weight. So when I started losing the weight, and he was always away a lot. So when he would FaceTime or call, I would look for him for validation. Like, look, I've lost weight. You see me. so that he can be proud of
Oh.
me. But when I went to like family functions or something, it was always the adult saying something about my weight or whatever. And then, you know, whether it be a cousin or a friend that's within my same age range, then that's learned experience from that adult who's speaking negative about me. So then they would carry on and say something about my weight. So then that's where the bullying would come in. That's where the, you know, the side comments would come in. And that's where my confidence would then, you know, go down because of how they view me or the things that they're saying. You know what I mean? So it was, for me, it was.
It's very hard to come out of that place where you don't feel self-worth. I don't know who would want to touch on this topic of maybe how they have brought themselves out. You know, of course, putting yourself in environments, in positive environments, and getting positive feedback from people finally after hearing for so long that you are so and so. Like, how would you just give advice or give a suggestion to someone who does not feel their self-worth?
I think on that, it was more of, I only heard that negativity when I was around my family. The outer world showed me total difference.
Wow.
The guys in school, you pretty, so much guys had wanted to date me in high school. Some of them used to get, one I had to slam because he hit me on my butt because he thought my butt was, I guess, looking at him, telling him, touch me. But
sorry.
But at the end of the day, outside people, like even when I went to college, like the stateside men loved the thickums. So even when I moved back home with my kids, the VI men loved the thickness. So my problem to me was the family. Your family can be your biggest downfall. That's where they're supposed to be instilling the positivity. They're supposed to be feeding it to you. You're pretty. You're, you know, even if you feel that I'm too fat, tell me, let's go walk or something. Find a better way to say it.
Right.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
How you say it. Mm-hmm.
So that was my thing. Yes, I understand you felt that, okay, our family has diabetes, our family have this or that, but tell me, you know, I'm interested in your health or you being around a long time or whatever, but don't tell me you're going to build a house on the top of the hill and chain the damn fridge so that I could, when you see me coming, you going to lock up your damn fridge?
Boy, you don't never see me. You don't never see me. That have been the last time you have seen me.
Who does that? So for me, it starts at home, and this is why I say your family. The outer world to me, like I say in St. Thomas and Caribbean, the States, I never had a problem. It was home. So I think we as Caribbean people need to instill, and that's something that I did to my daughter and my son. I will tell them, you pretty.
Yeah, changing the foundation.
Yeah,
you have to change the cycle because it's a cycle. Mm-hmm. It's
Never
a cycle.
Listen to what people say out there to you, because they could tell you anything, but inside my house, you are getting that positive input. Even if I feel you ugly, I'm gonna tell you, you blessed, you look pretty. And I think that's what Caribbean people need to learn to do. Why you open your eyeliner, Elise?
Because you said even if I
you're not going to encourage lying. We're not going to encourage lying.
If I think you
we're
ugly,
not going to.
I will tell you you're pretty.
I'm not gonna ask you how I look anymore, Marcia.
You know what, Mike? You know what one of my pastors said? When she see a baby, she will never, and she think the baby's ugly, she will never say, you're pretty. She'll say you're blessed. If I tell you you're blessed, you know there's a problem.
Wow. I know the secret now. Yeah, go ahead, Elise. Drink that wine. I know the secret now.
I ain't lying. I tell you you're blessed.
Wow.
Yeah, look.
All right. Don't tell
let
me
me
I'm
ask
blessed
you.
anymore. Thank you.
Let me ask you this, Marcy. So earlier in the conversation, when we first started talking, you mentioned that you became kind of aggressive, like you didn't hesitate with answering people back. And me personally, knowing you, I know your mouth good for itself. So do you think that that has a lot to do with you building a defense mechanism against the way that you were, portrayed by your family, as far as them, having those negative things to say? Like you say, you had to grow tough skin, but along with growing the tough skin, you ended up altering your personality at the same time as a defense mechanism to protecting yourself against people.
Yes, I think so. When you ask what you do, I think it was a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mouth is in my blood. First of all, if you know my family, it's in the blood. It's the blood. But
all these facial expressions tonight.
I know.
but also, I've always been in the line of what we call now in America bullying. I have always been bullied. Remember my hand, my disability, being. I think I was the biggest one in our elementary class.
Oh.
I'm the last girl out my mother's 3 children, and I'm the heaviest.
Okay.
Even my oldest sister, I wore bigger clothes than my oldest sister and my sister before me. So I've always had, when you throw something at me, I had to know how to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. The
and also it came where I used to beat you down too. So either which way, it was bad. The girl.
So you used to be physical. You used to be physical.
because you coming at me one way, I gotta
you turn into the bully
next way.
Shame on you.
But they were messing with me. So my sound like a little kid, right?
She is defending this fight. And
I go defend it till the end. I go defend it till the end. I had to find a comeback.
So you decided to turn into Rocky Balboa as your comeback. That's what you did. You turned into Rocky Balboa.
You don't want to ask my classmates in middle school what my name was.
Wow.
Tell us.
Mike Tyson's daughter.
Oh. See? I wasn't far off. I said Rocky Balboa. I wasn't far off.
You
call it Elise.
But I had to know how to defend myself when they come at me with all that negativity. You're short and this, you're fat, this, so you latching out at me with hateful words. How can I hit you? How can I hurt you? I may not be able to hurt you with my mouth, but I can hurt you with this. That was my defense. It wasn't the best, no. But as a young child, that was my thing. I went after people with these.
That came right. I was never a fighter.
Me either.
On the flip side to that,
I was a bad one.
To express it that way. Some people, like myself, might just internalize it and then beat myself up.
Yeah.
Whether it be self or depression or just crying every night, then the low self-esteem sets in, the low confidence or whatever. So wasn't able to verbalize it or even show it. So I just kept it inside.
I did both.
I'm on the
I did both.
same as Vanilla. I internalize everything, and I think that is one of the reasons why I'm always like on the reserve side. And like Devin said, found me in a little corner on the boat.
Oh, yes.
I'm always kind of like keeping to myself because I don't know what to expect from other people, what's going to come out their mouth, what they're going to say to me, how that's going to make me feel. So my defense mechanism is to just keep to myself, period. Because a lot of times I didn't feel like I was a part of the group, like I was welcomed, or I didn't feel like I fit in. And that was something that I always felt growing up. I did not feel like I fit in. I always felt like the outsider. And even now as an adult, sometimes I still have to fight that feeling. And I remember the first time I felt like, okay, somebody understands me was when I went to the photo shoot in Georgia. And I remember having a little talk to myself, and I was like, Ingrid, you're going to come out your skin. You're not going to be, all shy in the corner and stuff. You're going to say hello to people. You're going to try to make friends, especially when Devin could make it. And I'm like, dang it, the one person I knew was not going to be there. And I remember even my Uber driver was like, you're brave. You're just going to get up and go to Georgia by yourself for a weekend? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then when I came in and I met Marcia, I met Elise, and I was like, oh, they understand what I'm going through. They understand about the weight. They understand about the swollen leg. And it wasn't like the thing everybody talks about, because it was just like,
it wasn't the elephant in the room.
Yes,
it wasn't the elephant in the room.
It's a part of us, and we're embracing it, and we're loving it, and we're dealing with it, So it was the first time ever that I felt like that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop hiding it.
Yes.
I used to hide it all the time. And I remember a student asked me, I walked in the classroom one day and she was like, what's wrong with your left leg? And I'm like, first of all, how do you know that's my left leg? Because I'm like, you're only 3 years old. How do you know left from right? And she said, you got a stocking on your left leg. And I'm like, shh, don't tell everybody. Because it was just always, like you said, the elephant in the room. So it was the first time that I ever felt like I did not have to hide my swollen leg, and I didn't have to hide anything else about me anymore. And I can embrace it and be free with it, and the hell with anybody else and what your opinions are, because it doesn't matter to me anymore. But it took a long time to get to that point, because even Elise said that, dating in the Caribbean, they like plus size women, but my experience was a little bit different. It's like they like the plus size women, but they didn't want to say that they like the plus size women. So
they want to put you in the corner. You was the girl in the dark.
And it's just like, well, I want to date you, but don't tell nobody. What?
A whole nother type of problem. Yeah.
Y'all blowing my mind. Because I ain't never run into them kind of people before.
I have. And you get the one that says that I love you, been with you for years, and then have the nerve to turn around and tell you, well, if you lost weight, I would love you more. Excuse me?
Oh, no, I ain't never had that one.
Oh, yes. I never had that one. Yes. If you lost weight, I guess he was trying to motivate me to lose weight, but it did the opposite. Because I was like, wait, what? I said, I actually gained more weight being in a relationship with you. Then I was like, this is the biggest I've been is while I've been with you, because you're stressing me out.
Again, how you say it, not what you say.
Exactly. Like you could have been like, babe, let's go to the gym together. Like this is a fun activity we could do together, motivate each other. But no, I would love you more if you lost the weight. And I'm like, do you realize how that sounds? And how that makes me feel? And he's like, no, it's not that. It's just that I really do love you, and I just want your health to come first.
How is that? How do you love somebody and say that you love me? You love me more if I lose weight. How is that love?
You're supposed to love me, period.
So who do you see? It makes you wonder who they see when they look at you. Like, who do you see?
Exactly.
I remember when I did my weight loss journey because of the lymphedema, the doctor wants me to do, they're still telling me, but I'm not paying them no attention. They want me to do the weight loss surgery. And I really fought it. And I told the doctor, let me try it before. Let me try my way first. And then If it doesn't work, then I'll do the weight loss surgery. You guys who know me knew that I went on that journey of working out 6, 7 times a day. Even in pain, I was in that gym. Suicidal. Sometimes I couldn't walk when I got home. I popped some, 800 milligram pills. The next day I go to work and I can't hardly walk, but I still push in there. And there will be guys from the Caribbean, either who have dated or who that just know me. And they will be in my inbox. Stop losing that weight, you know. You need to stop losing that weight. You're going to get too small. Total support. They were like, you need to stop. What more you need to lose?
Mm-hmm.
Don't lose my butt, you know. Like they're paying for it. Don't lose my butt, you know. This and that. And I'm like, so again, there's guys out there that just really do love a thickums, a fluff.
So did you ever do your weight loss surgery?
Heck no. Heck to the no.
Not Marcia. Not Marcia.
Yeah.
I did it.
Can't you see I'm gaining? Can't you see? To put them swell.
Listen, this discussion is open to the public, so I know you didn't, but I have to ask the question so people know you. You know,
I was killing myself in pain. Sometimes working out 6-7 days a week, 2 hours. People will call me and be like, "You still in the gym? You need to get out, guys. Get out the gym. You've been in there 2 hours. I'm still in the gym. Bye." No, I haven't done it. And I went back the other day and she said, you know, you're gaining back that weight. You're swelling bad. You need to do the surgery. And I'm like,
wow.
No, I don't
Well, you would,
do it.
and so, I mean, because we're not going to make this about, you know, that whole situation, but are you strongly considering it, being that your doctor is suggesting it? Is it, you know, for your health? Are you considering it? Because
I'm not considering it. No.
No.
I would lie to you if I said yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's a hard, I guess that's a hard decision. I don't know. I've heard good and bad of that procedure. So I don't know. I don't know. All right.
Again, you know.
You would do it again.
I would do it again. I had the gastric sleeve done. I had it done 2013. It was a birthday gift to myself because, like Marcia, you know, you were told to, even though the affected limbs with my lipedema wouldn't be affected by the weight loss. And I didn't know that then because that still was being uncovered. I would do it again. However, I would do it different as far as the after care that I had, because I didn't adjust well to it at all. I didn't adjust well to it at all. And most of it was because of depression reasons and having to abruptly relocate and all the other stuff that came with it. So mentally, I wasn't ready to take on. And that's one of the things you have to be strong for. Not even the physical part. You mentally have to be ready for something that hence why they make you do a psychological test before doing something like that. So I came down to a medium. So imagine being a 4X, coming down to a medium, but my lower limbs weren't affected at all. So then I had a medium top and 4X bottom.
You see the problem there? My lower limbs are the problem. So why am I going to have surgery?
In your situation,
you
would experience that because you don't have lipedema, you have lymphedema. You may have to do a little bit more maintaining of the lymphedema because you're going through surgery, and you know those things affects your lymph nodes regardless. So I know you will have to probably do a little bit more as far as, you know, trying to keep fluid build up. However, I was affected at all because that type of fat just is not affected by any type of weight loss, anything. And I didn't know that then. So my thing was I didn't like how I had looked. This was like one of the only time I think I didn't like my body at all, because now I walk around with a adolescent top and a grown woman bottom, and I'm like, who mismatched me? Where am I mismatched?
Wow.
Couldn't find clothes. I had to buy things big so it could fit the bottom, but then the top would be like wearing sheets.
Women
So
on you.
went into a full-blown depression. Hair started to come out. That's when I did the big chop in 2014. Like, it was a whole emotional and mental thing for me. But now that I am where I am now and the things that I know now, put me on the table for 200 Alex. I would do it over and I would do it better this time around. Put me on the table. I would do it. I would do it.
I don't know. I mean,
we could sidebar about that. We'll sidebar about that.
I don't know. I mean, I've considered it, but I don't see myself losing 100 pounds and looking okay. I
Like
feel
that?
like I look sickly.
Like that? Sure.
Yeah.
That's how I did.
Like a
Flat
bubble head?
chest. I was flat chest. You get the water pools right here, the little indentations, like, and then everything that is in your body comes out. So your face does break out horribly because all the toxins trying to exit the body. Yeah, it was. No.
Oh, that's the first time I heard that one.
Oh, my body detoxed. Detoxed itself.
Okay. How do we reel this back in? Okay. Ooh, once again, we talking about Plus in the Caribbean, y'all. And our guests, Marcia Thomas, Ingrid Daniel, Elise Rose, Fanilla Alexander are all just talking about our experiences being Plus in the Caribbean. And I'll have to share that one thing that I enjoyed about growing up in the Caribbean is that it taught me survival skills. Power out, no utensil, no this, no that. It made you a survivor, okay? Not on ABC Survivor. When the storms come, I think we're all around the same age, probably 96, 95, 96 when we went through Maryland, and then we went we went through Hugo. We went through different storms. I don't think you were living in Haiti when y'all had the earthquake, right, Ingrid?
No.
So you might not have these survival skills, but I appreciate growing up in the Caribbean because it taught you how to survive. It taught you to see a meal with one kind of sardine. And when I say see a meal, I mean a full meal, okay? It made you appreciate what we had because everything was taken away. The loss of your structural home, the loss of electricity, the loss to do just the simple things. I mean, Fanilla, you unfortunately, you don't have these experiences, but as a child, it also created neighborhood memories because you had no electricity, so you were outside, you were playing more. School was out. The cold pot, sharing of the food. I'm telling you, the struggle up here is so much different than the struggle at home. Right. When I'm home, even if I don't have $2, I'm still the richest person because I could go to somewhere and get a meal. I don't think I could go to anybody up here and say, well, I ain't got nothing to eat.
All
right.
The struggle is definitely different. So that's what I enjoyed about my Caribbean culture more than anything, especially during those times we bonded together like there was no other. Okay, there was no neighbor that was without. If FEMA was giving away food, we sharing a box of food. Okay, so I appreciated. Yeah.
In the comments, the village. It took a village.
Yeah, and it is the village. It is absolutely the village.
The village that we're trying to get back.
Would love to get back. But this, everyone is such, I don't know. I was even thinking about this the other day. but I was like, I'm not going to post on it because, Mother's Day is such a joyous time. But I'm just like, why do women have so much bitterness towards each other? Even if you don't like somebody, you could still respect that person as a woman, because most of the times you've shared an experiences, or how something may feel. And when friendship and backbiting and stabbing of the back, when it happens by a woman, it hurts 10 times more than when it's done by a man, because you expect to feel supported. You expect to be, at least have that little ounce of respect for one another. I don't have to like somebody. I don't have to like what they're doing. I don't have to like what they're all about, but I can respect that woman as a woman, knowing that we have shared some struggles, or we can relate to providing, relate to the struggle, relate to the being of just being a woman. And I don't really want to stray and change topics, but that has been on my mind heavily lately, because I'm just like, where is the love and respect for one another?
To kind of piggyback off of what you say, this particular thing you're talking about can continue with the conversation of plus size, not just in the Caribbean, but anywhere in the world. Because again, first of all, people have to learn that everybody is entitled to their own opinion about every and anything in life. It don't matter what it is. Everybody entitled to feel and think the way they choose to, based on whatever the topic, conversation, issue, whatever is. What we have to learn to do is to respect, or to agree, or agree to disagree. And keep it moving. But people tend to hold on and make everything a personal thing. And I don't know when that trend started, but it started, it came, and it's now stuck here, because people have this thing where they feel they always have to respond to everything. Now, going towards being a plus size individual, you have many that will say, oh yeah, that's confidence, that's this, that. But then at the same time, it's like, this two-piece. What she thinks she doing with this two-piece, and or what she thinks why she wearing these tight pants for, and she got her cellulites hanging out. Like, these are the same people on the same token. If Lizzo do it, is our kind of woo woman empowerment. Let it be somebody who, from where they from, or somebody they dislike because of whatever reasons it is, they didn't agree with something. All of a sudden, the standards don't be the same. And that is what I have a problem with. My thing is, whatever you gonna say and do and agree on, it have to be equal all the way across the board. You can't pick and choose who it applies to and who it doesn't, because like you said, at the end of the day, you don't know how these things affect people, because some people, it take them long enough to get to a point where they could feel comfortable enough to say, you know what, I gonna post this picture of my bathing suit, because at that moment when they tried it on, for whatever reason, they felt like, you know what, this is it. I'm the business. This the shit. This thing look good on me. And they build up whatever they needed to actually hit post. And then here comes the negative Nancy that just decide to make the person even, double back.
More conscience, more conscience.
Why do that? This is why I tell them, my back broad and covered in Teflon, okay? It take a lot for somebody to get under my skin with stuff, but one thing I know for a fact, ain't nobody could tell nothing to Elise about Elise except Elise, okay?
Yeah.
Elise clothes and shoes were only designed for Elise. The mall or the light that I live into designed for Elise. So you can't come and tell me nothing about Elise for Elise to feel a type of way. And I know everybody some people don't never get to that stage in life, but I urge people, especially plus size women who don't come in my inbox, and then even the plus size, anybody who does come to me for encouragement and stuff, and they ask me where it come from. When I post pictures, they have nothing to do with confidence, because I always been a lover of me. So it have nothing to do with me doing it because of confidence. I do it because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. It have nothing to do with me saying, oh my God, let me find the confident, nothing of such a sort. And I think that when people say that sometimes too, I don't necessarily like when it's being used at times, because it's almost like, wow, like you feel like all big people feel shame at themselves. So when you say, you know what you're doing is you showing confidence, is like, what's a confident for, excuse me? I didn't never feel bad about myself. So why are you making it seem like it was being done for me to uplift myself? I'm doing it because I'm cute and I want to post it. Just like everybody else who posting what they want. So people, females need to come out of that mindset that like, I don't know. Just stop. We need to just stop, embrace everything. And again, feel free. It ain't what you say, it's how you say things. If a lady posts a picture, she got a little extra, a little back fat out or something, and you tell them, hey, the next time you post a picture, you could, edit it or angle yourself. Or maybe you could just give, tips on how to pose, kind of angle yourself where your arm kind of covers the side and you won't get that little spillage inside or something. We like to be comedic. Then find a cute tactic where you could, create a joke out of, correcting something or giving some sort of, input without being offensive to somebody. Because then now everybody, again, don't deal with stuff. You might have the person that might lash back and say, I don't care. And then you might have that person that internalize. Then when you look, you don't find them on Facebook no more because they don't run back into a whole shell and they gone back hiding again because of this one thing that somebody choose to tell them, in a tone that probably upset them, or maybe again not what you say but how it was said, it offended them, and instead of them getting into a whole full-fledged argument, they just decide to shut down.
Right, to internalize. But Fanilla, sorry, go ahead, Marcia. I was getting ready to ask Fanilla because she's our resident model, you know what I'm saying? So with all that, what inspired you to even become a plus size model, Fanilla? Because you've been around for quite some time, girl.
Yeah. Oh, it took a lot. It took a long way for me to get to where I'm at, because I didn't have the confidence before. I always wanted to do modeling, and I would always follow people, and I'd be like, where they get this confidence? How can they, being a plus woman and, just be happy within themselves or who they are. So I wanted to be what I saw. So eventually I thought, let me get my foot in the door, probably volunteer and do some work within the fashion industry.
Right, because you were working on the Full Figure Fashion Week team, right?
Yeah. And every time I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do it, I pull back. Jeannie Ferguson, she, my mentor, my love, I love her. She, from the first day we met, she was like, this is in you. You can do this. And I was just like, I don't know. So every time I thought I was going to do it, I pulled back. So needless to say, when Gwen went on hiatus, I was like, this is my time.
That's your time.
I built a bond with a lot of people, met some great model friends and everything. And I was just like, I had that village within the fashion industry to, push forward.
Right, to push you. But you see, I say that to say, Fanilla is absolutely gorgeous. And you see, she said she didn't even have the confidence.
I didn't.
So how has that helped you, after your first experience with, the runway and being around, like-minded females and stuff like that, like from then till now, like, with your growth experience, like how would you be able to formulate all of that into words to help encourage another individual who may not have that, village, like you just mentioned? Like, how would you put your experiences together to help motivate or push or inspire another individual who might be struggling like how you were before getting to where you are now?
I definitely would say, don't doubt yourself. Really try to step outside, do a little bit, take baby steps, step outside a little bit and see how comfortable you are, and then keep going until you get to the goal that you want. Because for me, it was inch by inch, I started getting into it. And then of course, you looking into yourself and realizing, okay, let me fix what's in me first, and then move forward and model or whatever it is that you want to do. But it's a lot of work that you have to work on you first before you can find it from someone else or something else. You know what I mean?
And that's with anything that you do. It has to start. It has to start with you believing in you and you believing in your vision. I'm sure, Elise, when you thought about BITB, you know, you couldn't have envisioned all that it has become. You know what I mean? But you believed in it. And when I tell y'all, make sure you follow each and every one on the social media handles, and we'll get to that in a few where y'all can say your social media handles. But Elise started off from her bed, doing her treatments, and now she has grown her brand into something that is renowned. So it has to start with you. It has to start with your vision. It has to start with. And then you have to surround yourself, even if they don't believe the entire vision, you have to surround yourself with people that will support you in your vision. You know what I mean? Not for self-validation, but for support. We all need that support. And that's why I call myself a groupie. Yes, because guess what? I'm going to support you, girl. What you have going on? I'm coming. Right. What the kids doing? I'll be there. What? I'll be there. Right. I enjoy supporting others. And through this whole endeavor, I am just so grateful that it can be reciprocated now that I have started my vision. Yep. So, it all starts with you, and it all starts with finding people. Surround yourself with people that can support you and support your vision, and if they have to be critical, let them be constructive criticism that can assist you along the way.
Right.
And not everyone's going to be that way either.
No.
The naysayers you're going to have, and you're going to have people that are always going to have something negative to say. You can't let that defeat you,
Absolutely.
But you know what? Tough. You could also turn, and the negativity is gonna come. That's a guarantee. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. So because you already anticipate it coming, one of the things you can learn to do as a tactic, and I always share this with people, is find a way. Just like in baseball, if that ball coming, or dodgeball, that's the game. Dodgeball. When they come in to peg you, but there's a part of the game where if you catch the ball, then now you get a chance to throw it back. Take that energy from whatever negative is fuel. Use it as fuel.
Absolutely.
Boost yourself to a next level with something, because the same energy that we take when we get negative stuff, it takes energy to cry. It takes energy to come depressed. It takes energy to put yourself in a shell, and it takes energy to go backwards. Take that negative energy, turn it around, and heave it back. When I say heave it back, I don't mean kill the person now. Heave it back in a way where you come out 10 times better than what you started. If it means somebody got to say, oh, she didn't look good in that red bathing suit. I didn't like that red bathing suit. You didn't like the red? Hold on. I'm coming with the pink, the green, the blue, the orange. Pick whichever color now that you like. You didn't like the red, so I'm going to give you some other options. That's what you need, options? I'll give you some options. Try the option. So for me, that's what I do. I know I have yet. Yeah. The Lord knows, what type of person he created when he created this Sasso being. I have yet to see a comment that has made me. However, it doesn't mean that I won't.
You cut off. It made you what? You had cut off. That made you.
I think I purposely cut off.
Cut off.
Oh, and me hanging in the window.
It was me. I paused.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah, do it again. I paused because the energy that you're gonna get from the negativity. I have trained myself where it's okay, I'm gonna use that as fuel to come better. I'm gonna use that as fuel to come bigger. So I just try to encourage people, because again, you can't stop the hate from coming unless you just come off of social media, don't exist in the world. It's gonna come. You just have to know how to, brace yourself. So when it hits you, it's like you're on the street, somebody say, "Oh, her big ass." I'm like, "Excuse me, that's your husband?" I'm sorry. I only noticed it because you were watching me first. Hey, like, I will never come back, because with that now, you're gonna walk away like, take down your ass. You should have never told me nothing. Like, you're gonna boost yourself. You're gonna be like, "Are you ready?" You're gonna be like, "Round 2, let we go. Who about this life?" And with that type of energy, you're gonna be okay. Trust me. In this cruel world, you have to find a way to make things work for you, to make things flip it, make it work for you, baby. Because the world ain't thinking about everybody individually. Make stuff work for you.
Yeah.
And that's
good advice.
Exactly.
And
I don't give advice, honey. I don't give advice.
Exactly.
What? Oh, sorry. What was that called?
I only give experience.
Experience.
I don't ever give.
That's exactly correct.
Yep. That's my
exactly correct. Because you see me say about my fat, all those negative. Who posts on Facebook her on the Virgin with a 2-piece? You could say whatever you want.
You do, girl.
How many? Okay. You can say whatever you want. It don't mean a thing to me. You can't tell me nothing that I don't see. I see the feet them big. I see the black. I see my dimples. Everything. You can't tell me nothing I didn't see when I didn't look in that mirror. So I'm in my own club.
Okay. But you want to know something? Back in the day, when we went on the beach, we used to go with our bathing suit and then have a shirt and a pants on top of our bathing suit, right? So that was our thing. Not that you didn't look good in a bathing suit, but we on the island now, and I'm looking at this Caucasian lady. And this Caucasian lady is twice my size. She have veins all over her.
Okay.
Skin blotchy, but she's rocking her bathing suit alone. So I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I don't look like that. So I could wear my bathing suit alone. And from that day on, I never, ever, ever cover up my bathing suit. Because if they could come to my home and be like that, I could be like that on my home. And that is what gave me the incentive to just wear a plain bathing suit. Now, at that time, I wasn't on the 2-piece stage, but I was rocking my 1-piece proudly. And it's unbelievable. Because back at home, you never used to see people wearing their bathing suit alone. But put a shirt on top of that bathing suit, maybe a jean pants, a short pants, a basketball pants on top of your bathing suit. And that's how it was.
And the funniest thing about that is I was on the beach by myself, but it's everybody around me who took my pictures. This man even told me, this man said, "Let me take a picture of you with my own camera." He said, "You know what? You need to start a YouTube channel for plus size women."
Yes, honey.
So guess what? The sisters may not like it, but the brothers do.
Okay. Y'all hear that, sassy Miss Marcia? Honey.
Okay.
She is one to be reckoned with, honey. She is one to be reckoned with. I'm telling y'all. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's just, like I said, I don't know how it was here on the mainland, but back then, that's how we were when I was swimsuit. So we, it was just the little things that made us have to cover up, and then our culture, the parents were, you wasn't into a whole lot of showing a whole lot of skin.
Yep.
And now I love me some skin. Like, give me that fishnet, give me that whatever. Like, I'm addicted to showing skin. But with our culture, we weren't raised to be that way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say promiscuity and all of that stuff didn't come when we had getting old and start smelling ourselves. But you know, we had a fair and a respect for our parents that, you know, these kids nowadays would never ever know of. You know what I'm saying? My mother used to always tell me my father would come home and the house gonna be full of blood because she gonna bust up my mouth. I don't even tell a woman that nothing. Like they used to instill a fear in you, boy. That
Caribbean parents, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
The form of discipline was always there, and it made you fear your parents to respect.
It was a total difference. It's a total difference than what I see up here. Our culture, I love my culture. I love the values that we got in the Caribbean. I love the strength it gave me. I think I can survive any place. Like you say, hurricane. I moved home with my 2 kids the day before Marilyn, and we lost our whole house. We lost our whole house in Hull Bay. Now I'm gonna honestly tell you all, it's the best bath I've ever had. Bathing naked outside. But
that's right.
with the wind breeze. But
that's just you, Marcia. That's just you. That's just you. Don't pander off on the hurricane, and that's just you.
No, I wouldn't.
Freak man. That's just
I have
you.
a balcony right now. I don't know if I will do that, but it's
yeah.
I remember being in college and our girls' dormitory, like fashion school, and the heater went out. No warm water. Them girls decide not to wash their kitty cat for 3 days. I took a pot and put water in my pot, heat my water, walk up the street, get me a bucket, and I took my bath. They said, "What you doing?" I said, "Bathe in my skin."
Yes.
Thank God for our culture.
Yeah.
My mother used to tatola, bake bread on a coal pot. You know, it's, you know, we wouldn't go.
Those are those skills.
Right.
The skills. I could do anything I want to survive.
Right.
When they're talking about power going out, and I'm like, try not having power on an island for 3 months.
Oh. Tell them about it.
But it's scary. That power outage up here stuff is a little bit scarier because pitch black is
what is it scarier?
Like, they're saying like
how you figure
black, no starlight, no moon, no nothing. You know, this is why Son of Sam have a whole documentary. Okay, when you
I don't think so. I think
blackout is blackout.
You think up here is worse with a blackout? No.
Listen.
They get it up pretty quickly. Compared to back home.
Again, I just saying, like, comparing a blackout home to up here for me is like, no. Like, a blackout up here, good Lord. Lose my mind. That happened to me one time here in Georgia, a couple years back. No, this was way back. And it had a blackout. I think it lasts maybe like 2 hours. I probably had one. Listen, 2 hours a long time in the night.
2 hours.
That's turning off the light.
You can't see nothing. Like you can't even look outside and see nothing miles down the road. Like everything pitch black. Oh no, that don't work for me.
No, you should know, but now you insulted everybody on this live.
I can't take no blackout up here. And it's so traumatizing. Like, even if the lights flicker, it's like, oh God, Wappa find us. Like, no, not up here. No, I can't do it up here.
Oh my God.
About to like that flambe. Are we good to go that flambe like Ghana? I'm like, yeah, with my daddy, I good. Up here in the dark.
Oh my God, Lois. Okay, so Lois, I gave you the link, Lois. Check your email, Lois, and come on.
You now, too Americanized.
Yeah. Oh.
Only that part.
Listen,
like
but when you up here, you don't wish for home. When you're home, you'll be like, "What the AC?
Yeah. Yes.
What
Yes.
the AC? Oh God, what? It's so hot. Oh, it takes you a couple days to even like get your life right. Okay, I think I maybe lose like 5 pounds in the first couple days because I don't only drink water. I'm like, I can't get enough of drinking water. Okay, at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is coming down to the end. We've been on here for almost an hour and a half, and I had invited my pageant sister Lois Paula because she is doing some amazing charity work for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So I just wanted her to kind of come on and talk about what she's doing and what we can do to help in hi Lois, and for all the things. So everyone, this is Lois Paula. She is my sister, my pageant sister. We are competing in the Miss Full Figure USA Caribbean pageant in July. But Lois Paula is actually collecting donations for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay.
So Lois,
No.
tell the people about yourself and what you're doing. No, we can't hear you.
The mic.
Okay, you want me to? Oh, okay. Well, until she come back, we could definitely talk. But yeah, when I go home, I might lose 5 pounds in the first couple of days because all I'm drinking is water. To me, it's so hot. I have my whole body have to readjust to the heat, and being up here for so long, I actually the last time I got sun poisoning. I never thought.
Wow.
I went home and I beached up so much. Like I stayed on a beach, I laid out in the sun. I got sun poison. I broke out in a rash like everywhere.
That is a thing?
Oh right. Because I was about to say I've never heard of that.
Like Google.
That is a Google. Like, I came back and I had my complexion. I was brown. I was burnt.
I think when we come to America, we'd get weak because all the years and the childhood experiences, like for example, I get bite by mosquito all my life. It wasn't until I was adult I had get dengue fever. I started getting bite for 30, 40 years, never get dengue. I think up here the weekend us. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm the opposite. I don't wish up here could be 90 degrees every day. I have on my heater in my office every day. I have
all year round.
Yeah. And even when I go home, I love it. Now I came back. I'm just still shedding. I'm still peeling from those days on the beach home every day. But at least something wrong with you. I think you too Americanized.
Lois, are you there?
Can't hear you.
No, you still don't have any sound, Lois. Are you muted? Look on the bottom to see, make sure if you didn't click mute or something.
Now it's mute.
It's
hello? Still.
Now it's off. She could speak.
Yeah, but she was like that before and she didn't.
It was off before.
I don't know. Nobody else had this. What is it saying, Lois?
Can you take her out and try to come back in again? Like take her out and come back in again?
Is that better, Lois? You can hear me? But we can't hear you.
Maybe her equipment isn't supported by something, no?
Or maybe she should restart.
Try it. Are you using your cell phone? Maybe you just use your cell phone. Are you using your cell phone?
Cell phone. Devin, you could go ahead. In the meantime, guys, good night, Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys have any questions you'd like to ask, feel free to ask while we get by and ignore these technical difficulties. Y'all know technology and the way it is, It works.
Yeah, this is the true hostess with the mostest, y'all. I would have been here like this here with y'all.
This was just a minor something. Friday used to be like technical difficulties and then, the band kicking afterwards. It's okay. It's okay. You guys have any questions you'd like to ask any of us? Feel free to do so. This is the intermission time right now. What's going on, ladies? The third calendar, the third one.
I'm telling you.
Are we good to go? No.
Lois, we good?
Elise, what you say about third calendar?
There's a third, this ain't a third calendar coming out, 2022.
Oh, rain exceptional.
Yes, there is a third edition coming out for sure.
Yes, Vanilla, you need to get on. Vanilla, you gotta try get up in the calendar.
Can y'all hear me?
Someone said to take her.
Yeah.
Oh, yay!
Yes.
It's
I'm
okay.
walking all
It's
over,
okay.
so don't mind.
It's okay.
All right, Vanilla, you got to look out to be in the next Rainus Exceptional
I got too
calendar.
many
Oh,
videos.
we need more people actually. So hit me up.
I didn't see any posts about you needing people.
Devin, we gotta talk. You'll be calling me out.
So for all the ladies on the live right now, Ingrid needs, and if you were tuned into my interview with her on Rainus Exceptional, if you don't need to catch up on that, it is available on YouTube under Ooh You Fat. Ingrid does a annual calendar featuring just plus size women, embracing positivity. Hi, Lois.
We can hear you, sweetheart. We can hear you.
You can't hear us now?
We can hear you, honey. She could see us. We could hear you.
Lois, we can hear you.
Earpiece off.
She changed her earpiece.
What happened when she was doing the way she was before worked without the earpiece?
Right.
Take off your earpiece, Lois.
Maybe signal her. Take off the earpiece.
Take it off.
Disconnect your earpiece.
Hi, hello.
Oh,
we can hear you.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's. What?
Oh.
You see, Wapa coming. You see what Wapa they do? This is exactly what happened. This is it right here.
Oh my God.
So bad now. Wapa decides to
Tanya, where you want to have this plus size ball? Maybe we all do need to do a collaboration and do a plus size ball. Where? Home in St. Thomas or here in the mainland? Tanya is one of my very, very, very good friends from St. Peter and Paul. We used to tell ghost stories and things with each other, and that's my good girlfriend.
She wanted to do well. I want to
ball.
Okay, do a ball. Okay, I thought she had said something else, but y'all dipping and
okay.
So.
Hi, Lois.
Hello. Sorry for all the
this is great.
You good?
All the technical difficulties.
You good, honey? You good?
And of course, Lois is another Caribbean sister from the island of where?
Well, I grew up in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, in Trinidad.
Uh-huh.
I spent the first 14 years of my life there.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
So some of the things that I was listening to you ladies say about current gone. We don't say electricity, we say current gone.
Current, yeah, current.
And water going. I experienced all of that.
Absolutely, it's part of the culture.
we had barrels in the back collecting water. We had the sink that my grandmother used to wash the clothes in. That used to have water. And I remember I used to be afraid going to the barrel to get water because the mosquitoes will lay the eggs and then you'll see the little larvae swimming in there, and that water is cold.
cold as, but at least you had the barrel, because we used to uncover the cistern and
Yep.
throw the bucket down and
And
pull up.
pull up that
So
Right.
for
water.
all of y'all don't know what the cistern is, a cistern is basically
Like
a
a well.
well.
Mhm.
Like your house is built on top of a well, and that collects all of your water to be used in your
Yeah.
household.
Yep.
So when there's no electricity to pump the water, we used to uncover the well that's under the house
Mhm.
to
Pull it up.
get water. But anyway, which way? That's a whole nother thing. So Lois, tell the people about your efforts, because we know that St. Vincent and the Grenadines are suffering from the effects of the hurricane
The volcano.
of the volcano.
Right.
Of the volcano, and you are collecting goods.
Right.
So tell the people
Um,
about that before we kind of start to
one of
dissipate.
the reasons a lot of people may be saying, "Oh well, why is she's doing this for St. Vincent when she's from Trinidad?" Well, my
We are
background
one
is
Caribbean. We are all
I know,
Caribbean.
but
Mhm.
one of the main reasons is this is my my maternal grandfather's homeland. And
Mm.
I went there, I think when I was about 7 or 8, and I fell in love with this place to see where my grandfather came from and, see the land and the property they have as a family. So that's one of the reasons. And I'm doing this with some co-workers from my other job. I work at Port Authority. So we are collecting all non-perishable food, monetary donations, also PPEs, water, any clothes, for adults, children, anything that anybody, that you want to donate.
Okay, Lois, and I'm gonna put it down on the ticker below so it can kind of scroll.
Mhm.
Tell the people, how can they get in touch with you? You on IG? You on Facebook?
I am on Facebook, Lois Paula Cross. I'm on Facebook. I'm on IG. I actually have two IG pages. One is, I believe, Cross Paula J, and the other one is Lois Paula J Cross. So
Okay, Lois Paula J Cross. All right, and then when it starts to scroll, just let me know if I didn't spell something correctly.
yeah, you spelled it right.
Okay, let me hide it. Let me edit it for country. Okay, you can go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Um, I'm also be doing collections until May 21st. Because we have until the 29th to get a barrel out at a reasonable price to St. Vincent. Um, one of the things we're not going to do is go through Nemo, because what I've understand, and it happens all the time when any Caribbean country have some type of disaster, stuff goes to the government and it starts to disappear.
Mhm.
Other people take things that don't belong to them. So one of my coworkers, her mother is actually living in St. Vincent, and we're sending everything to her so
Okay, and then
she can distribute everything where it is needed.
Okay, so if you're in fear of you giving resources and the resources not being provided or distributed, as even when, we in the Virgin Islands had the hurricane, we would send things and you would never ever, hear
Right.
of them being distributed,
Distributed
or
properly,
the
right.
amount that you send or the amount that you sent has been depleted to some
Mhm.
nature or some, whatever, or it gets caught up in politics. At least
Right.
this way, it is getting out to the community and it is getting to people that need the
Right.
assistance. So any and everything that you can, they're looking for non-perishable items. And even if you can't get with Lois is in New Jersey. You can contact her and give her monetary, like I gave her a monetary donation. So even if you don't want to actually meet up and give her the goods or drop off the goods, you can send a monetary donation and then they'll purchase the goods.
Right.
You also have a drop-off site next on the 22nd.
Well, on the 22nd, I'm doing this with Miss Full Figured LLC with the pageant. On the 22nd, there's nationals in the Robert Treat Hotel in Newark, and we're going to be collecting stuff from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on that day at the Robert Treat Hotel.
So that's May the 22nd at the Robert Treat Hotel, which is 50 Park Place, Newark, New Jersey, between the hours of 3 and 6. If you have clothing items, and be mindful, you are donating to the Caribbean, so they don't really need a winter jacket. Okay? But blankets, because they're chilling and blankets, clothing items, maybe things for children, can all be given as a donation if you're going through your spring cleaning and you have things that can be donated. Please reach out to Lois and give to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because after all, we are one Caribbean.
Yep.
One Caribbean.
One love.
One love. I just want to thank
Zelle for the monetary donation.
Oh, okay. You heard that, Lois?
No, I didn't hear her.
She asked if you have a Cash App or Zelle.
Yeah, I have both, but what I'm doing, I'm usually doing just the Cash App. I can never remember it by heart.
I'm gonna tell you because I sent mine. So I'm gonna tell you what it is.
I think it's Lois Paula Cross 1 for Cash App. Or you can just use my cell phone number, which is 917-562-6623.
Okay. Yeah, her Cash App is $Lois LOIS Paula PAULA Cross 1. I guess I'll put that down below, huh? All right. Okay. So in closing, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of my panel guests for just making my heart and my dream come true tonight with this discussion. We could go on and on and on and on about our experiences about being plus in the Caribbean and plus in the Caribbean, because we didn't even touch on half of the topics that I had sent to the email, but that's good conversation for you. And I just okay. All right. You're right. And I thank you guys to even some of our amazing guests. I saw Donna was on, Kiba was on, Tanya was on. If you guys want to shout out anybody, this is our time before we close. So you can take the opportunity to say goodbye. Let me see who else. We have Vanessa Thomas that was on. If you have anything that's coming up next that you need people to tune into, this is your time to get it in.
For Len Exceptionnel, we are actually looking for a few individual ladies, plus size women that would like to participate. So they can contact me either at Len Exceptionnel on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes. My Instagram name is I_am_Fanilla. And Mr. Robert E. Knight is having something June 26th, and I am one of the models. It's called A Night to Remember. So please purchase your tickets and tune in.
Oh, I didn't know you was in that show. Okay. I'll be there. I'll be there. And of course, Lois and I have our pageant in July, the 22nd at the E
24th.
Hotel. Is it?
24th.
And Devin, look how you would have been 2 days early for the whole pageant.
The whole
Been there
thing.
to warm up, and you know 2 days in advance.
I need to have my whole notes
I
out.
love
Okay.
it. I love
The
it. I love
24th.
it.
The 24th, Lois. You got that. The 24th at the E Hotel in Jersey. But we'll post up. Elise, what you got going on?
Well, y'all already know. I'm doing BITB is doing a teacher's wish list. I posted about it, but I didn't get into too much details. So I'm about to do a little live where people would get more details about the teacher wish list. What we're doing for the teachers of the Virgin Islands, I'm having them submit their names, the school, the subject, and create a wish list of things that they would like for the upcoming school year to help, you know, make their classroom functionable, because I believe the kids are going back into the classroom setting next school year. And what we're going to do is have individuals either donate items or they can adopt a teacher and be able to provide the teachers items on the wish list, if not everything, at least whatever they can to help, you know, make that teacher's school year as awesome as can be, because we all know the government don't do them things for them. So we're gonna work on that. I'm also picking up the speed with Pump Talk Live. The talk show got some new things coming up soon for that. I'm working on some new ventures, including modeling, photography, and all that good stuff. So y'all just stay tuned. Make sure to tune in on Facebook. My page is Beauty is the Beast Inc. on Facebook. The Pump Talk Live page is BITB Presents Pump Talk Live. On Instagram, Beauty is the Beast is under BeautyB_2019. And the website is www.beautyisthebeastinc.com. Just stay tuned, keep watching, and don't forget to share.
Okay. And Marcia, what's your vision? What you want, girl? What you doing? What you coming out with?
I'm coming out with Open Rain Exceptional calendar for June, and you got your girl.
She's gonna be in it for the 3rd year in a row.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But Elise, are you
positivity.
doing your mirrors calendar for next year?
We
Elise also has.
are. I didn't even think to mention. I was like, don't give enough. I didn't want to give, but mirrors. Yes, we are also working on a fashion show.
Okay.
So we got some stuff coming. It's coming. I know.
Awesome.
It's coming.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I mean, everybody has something going on. I told you guys I had an amazing, phenomenal panel today with some great people, and just support them, follow them, go on their pages, like whatever pages they have, and just keep in tune and keep abreast of what they have going on. Once again, I want to thank them for being a guest. And like I said, I love each and every one of them individually and collectively. Who knows where this may go? So as we bid you all adieu, we just say thank you for joining us tonight, and God bless everyone. We are one Caribbean.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Oh Lord, how can I get all right. I'm good nighting. I'm good nighting. And then me and Elise. Bye. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you once again, everybody, for supporting this whole show tonight on Being Plus in the Caribbean. My friends are so amazing. I hope you enjoyed them as well. As you can see, all of us have a whole lot going on. So make sure you follow and like all their pages and support all their endeavors. Of course, you know, we have from pageants to calendars to fashion shows. As mentioned, Robert E. Knight is having his A Night to Remember, June 26th. Get your tickets from that. That is being hosted by A Goddess Experience, my friend Lola Pierre. Tickets are available on www.goddessexperience.com. That's Robert E. Knight, A Night to Remember, June 26th. My pageant, July 24th, as I was corrected before by Miss Lois. And don't forget to give to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are one Caribbean. We are one people. Good night, everybody.